Hi everyone. So today we're diving into how AI is reshaping performance marketing in the Middle East region. I'm here with Timothée Desormeaux and Edouard Daou, who are the co-founders of Acquisit. So just as a start, can you briefly introduce yourself, what you do?
First of all, thanks a lot for having us. So I'm Timothée Desormeaux. I'm one of the two co-founders of Acquisit, together with Ed.
I'm Edouard. I'm the other co-founder of Acquisit. I've been working in the quantitative marketing field for over a decade now. I recently relocated to Riyadh after spending nearly 8-9 years in Dubai. And at Acquisit, I focus on leading our relationship with our Saudi clients and the rest of GCC clients, as well as leading on our AI roadmap.
Okay. You're the tech guy of the group, yeah?
Yeah, to some extent.
One of them.
One of them.
We share the role. And what I like doing in general is helping our clients to look at complex and scattered data and helping make sense of it to the profit of revenue and margin generation.
Okay, interesting. Just before we deep dive into really the AI topic, can you just, so everyone is on the same page, introduce to us exactly what you mean by performance marketing? I don't think everyone is familiar with this.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good start. I think everyone is familiar with marketing.
Yeah, hopefully.
Back in the 90s, at the end of the 90s, there is a guy called John Wanamaker in the US. He was a big retailer, businessman, who said, I know that half of my marketing budget is useless. The problem is I don't know which half. This is where performance marketing comes into play. At the very core of performance marketing, there is the notion of measurement, which I think we might discuss a bit further today, because this is also the basis for AI to some extent to work. So performance marketing is the ability to advertise and then create a deterministic correlation between the trigger, the ad, which ad, where, at what time, what color, what creative, on what device, and an action, a purchase, add to cart, a lead. And so the ability to correlate those two enables you to know which half of your marketing budget is useless. This is what performance marketing is. It started at the end of the 90s in the US, let's say, and then it became popular at the beginning of the 2000s. And now it's where, I mean, every brand is actually spending more and more on performance marketing.
Yeah. Okay, very clear. So,
Does it help you understand?
It helps. Yeah, no, it's very clear. And as you've both worked in different regions, and you've been in this region for a while, and as well you actually work in 2 different countries now in the same region. Can you tell us maybe, because we have a lot of people listening that come from other countries as well, and I know this region is actually very specific when it comes to data, when it comes to AI, when it comes to business in general. So can you tell us a bit more about performance marketing in this region? Are there specificities in both, like in KSA, in the UAE, or in this region in general versus the US or versus Europe that are maybe a bit more advanced to some extent?
There's a few points that differentiate the region from the rest.
Yeah.
First is the data availability. It's often available, but in different formats, in different systems, and when it's available, it's siloed into different teams, which makes our job and the job of using data for marketing pretty difficult. The second thing is that often, especially when dealing with more legacy groups, it's actually even hard to get data. So they don't trust sharing data, etc. And this is something that we still need to navigate around and educate the market towards sharing the data for the good of generating revenue or margins. The second thing that's pretty interesting in the region is we always hear those examples of, for example, banking on the African continent that moved from directly to SMS. Or when we see the state of fintech in China, where everyone has a QR code on his smartwatch or a RFID chip that can buy with his smartwatch. For here, we had the same phenomena that happened on e-commerce, specifically in KSA. it's like we skipped the e-commerce website.
Yeah, I see what
So
you
we
mean.
went directly to the app.
Yeah.
I've had conversations with people, not in the industry, but that thought that they could not buy on a website, that they can only buy on an app.
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
So this leapfrog is
Can
pretty
you buy on a website?
this leapfrog is pretty interesting. The other points are there is in the region a talent gap. Or maybe let me not call it a talent gap, because there is talent, but the education system, the universities, the program in universities haven't been changing fast enough to cater for needs of companies like ours or any company that's looking to grow online, to generate the skills, not the talent, for people to go and apply them very quickly on the job market. And this is a problem because today we have lots of people that are classically trained as engineers, for example, or as economists, which are very data savvy, but haven't worked on the core subject of using data for marketing. And this is a topic that is still in transformation in the region.
So this means you may have trouble to recruit the right profiles, but as well that you may have trouble to convince the clients, I guess, that they actually need that data to do marketing properly, etc. Like, you see the challenge on both sides?
Maybe that's a blessing and a curse at the same time. It's a bit the nature of the opportunity. You're basically in a region, to your point of what is specific about performance marketing and maybe data-driven marketing in general here, is that you have a huge demand. That is because there is a catch-up when it comes to digital, but the offer and the number of companies and people that are skilled and trained to do that is still short. So, yes, it poses a few challenges on the way. At the same time, it's also the reason why companies like Acquisit or other companies are thriving in the region.
Yeah. I would also add one thing that we always forget about the region, but when people are looking from outside into it, what really differentiated in general, and then it applies for marketing and data marketing, is the speed and the ambition of the region. This means that lots of things have grown to the stage at which they are right now, with, if you want, with lots of duct tape and things that are not very stable. But at the same time, because there's no heavy infrastructure, legacy code, and legacy systems, it's very easy to break things and get the ambition at the speed at which it's required. So this is it's refreshing to be here, because you feel that it's possible to double, triple, quadruple. It's something that is normal and it's expected, but at the same time, we have to always be focused on, okay, I need to break some things to be able to do this, and it's fine because it's not very old systems that are on several lines of codes, etc.
There is a good comparison for that, if I may, which is if you look at the cities here compared to the cities in, let's say, Europe. In Europe, in London, you want to build a new building in the city. Suddenly you discover Roman ruins, and then you can't build here, and it takes 10 years to actually get something out the ground, which is fine. This is what it is. Here, because you don't have that much legacy, it goes so much faster.
Yeah, and I used to, in my previous adventure, when I used to work at Artefact, I was responsible for the development of data marketing. And when I arrived in the region, so 7 years ago, the gap I saw is that, honestly, the delay was huge on the technology part, mainly on the infrastructure part. And we used to say, okay, we're 10 years late, versus Europe. But it didn't take 10 years to actually reach what exactly for this reason, because the legacy is very low. So, okay, very interesting. And now that we are in this new AI wave, Do you see the same? There is a bit of a delay on a few topics just because a lot of companies still don't have the proper infrastructures, etc. But still, the speed is here. Like really, there is a very high speed, high demand as well on this topic. Do you see it as well at your clients?
What we clearly see, then we can look at what are the blockers or bottlenecks. What we clearly see across the board, whether it is here in Saudi, in the rest of MENA, is a strong willingness to adopt the tools that are on the market.
Yeah.
And sometimes it comes from different places. Sometimes it comes from a place of fear of missing out. Sometimes it comes from a place of let's grab this opportunity that's right here. There is different background to this willingness, but there is a strong willingness.
Yeah.
Now, this dynamic, this momentum is sometimes slowed down by, actually to be able to capture the opportunities offered by AI, I need a proper data infrastructure.
I need the basics.
I need the basics, and sometimes they're not always here.
Yeah. I would say that we are in a field where we are with people that are used to dealing with data as well.
Yeah.
So yes, we are dealing with CMOs and marketing departments, but in that group of people, we're also dealing with the subset that is used to data.
Yeah, that's true.
And these personas are the people that have been at the forefront of adoption of the tools, maybe not in an organized, systemized way for the whole company, but in their everyday life, they are looking for the tool that helps them on the reporting. They are looking for the tool that's helping them on dashboarding or on automation of content, etc. So we're exposed to lots of different, let's say, bits and pieces. Yeah. Maybe not in a very organized way, but sometimes because there's this big surface area of exposure, you do get some surprises of how advanced things can go and how fast some tasks we can do now compared to previously without AI.
Yeah.
Example, we had a client that was a bit delayed on his launch because they were trying to so they were changing their website and they were trying to recreate all of the description of all of their products.
Yeah.
And there were around 10,000 SKUs. So 10,000 different products, images, etc. Pretty complex. They had the technical name, but that's not very attractive on a website or an app. And in one day, it was done. How? There was a small app that was built that took AI API, their database, and looked at every image, every technical description, and generated within a set of constraints a title.
Yeah.
Is it the final form in which we're going to continue for the next few years with those products? No, but it enabled a very quick usage of AI to go live as fast as possible and continue business.
Can you tell us about other examples that are already showing value with AI, specifically in the performance marketing world? Like what are those key use cases that you launched at clients or that you use internally that are already showing value? Because that's a question that comes a lot. It's like we talk a lot about AI, but how do we measure and where do we actually see the value? And I know in marketing, we have use cases that are actually showing value. That's one of them. Do you have other examples?
I think to understand what has value today, it's important where we're coming from when it comes to digital marketing or performance marketing.
Yeah.
We're probably one of the few verticals that have been exposed and that have almost was forced to adopt machine learning, call it AI, very early on in a very progressive way. The reason for that is we're, unlike traditional retail, or we are dealing with data that is online, that is clean, organized, pure. And because of that, it's been already several years, way before the launch, or let's say, way before the world became familiar with ChatGPT.
So very recently.
The boom of AI. It's been already 6-7 years that all of the campaigns that we're running, or most of the campaigns that we are running, are being optimized with AI.
Yeah.
Because the data is clean, and so it was easy to start applying algorithmic optimization on it. There is an example that there is a story that I often tell to the new joiners of Acquisit. about 10 years ago, 12 years ago now, when I started in a company called Effilab back in Paris. Google AdWords back then had just launched their automatic target CPA optimization. So basically, you tell the campaign, I want to generate a purchase for X, and you let the campaign optimize on that. We were very skeptical about it. So we're like, okay, let's A/B test it against manual bidding. Because manual bidding was what we were doing every day.
Yeah.
My job every day was to open campaign, split them through different dimensions on Excel or on any software that was relevant, and then apply marginal optimization, like literally 10 cents more, 20 cents more. And then I think what I liked about that time is that if you were good at math and you were a bit smart, then you could completely outperform the market. Anyway, so when I joined, Target CPA was just launched. We decided to A/B test manual bidding versus target CPA bidding. We tested it for a month and we came up with the conclusion, no, we're actually better manually. Of course, today there is not a single campaign that is still optimized manually. No. Everything is optimized through AI optimization.
Yeah.
So I would say this transformation was a bit more progressive than probably what the rest of the industry is facing for the last 2-3 years. Now, there are a lot of things that have changed and accelerated since AI became much more spreaded.
Since Gen AI is the...
Since Gen AI, exactly.
Yeah, with Gen AI, we also have some internal impact on how we do things. Is a lot of the low added value tasks like reporting, some keyword research, especially when you're looking for long tail, which means like more complex phrases around a specific product, or even when you're generating simple basic ad copy, just to go with the very nice visual that you've done already. These things are being very now routinely automated thanks to Gen AI, and it frees more time from our team to do what matters the most now, which is building context and having client
relationships. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so mainly ad copies, obviously like all the bidding work, etc. Reporting, you said? Reporting
and keyword research. These things are totally now reviewed by or helped by AI.
Okay.
If you want to, maybe to set a bit the context, you have different stakeholders that are owning different part of AI within our activity or within performance marketing. The main one and the one that have been historically invested a lot of money and time and resources are the platforms themselves.
Yeah.
We're talking Google, Meta. They have been for many years now actively injecting AI solutions in their algorithm. And we've been progressively adopting them. This is one stakeholder. Second stakeholder are agencies, which are developing layers of tech, and now they're developing them in a much faster way, thanks to vibe coding, again, things that are enabled through AI at different levels. Sometimes they build it to solve a specific client case. This is like the example that Ed mentioned, very tactical. You build something that would have taken days before. Now through AI, you can solve it within a few hours. And to some extent, then the app that you've built, you just throw it away because it was so easy to build, vibe coding, solve a specific purpose, gain a lot of time. So either they solve client-centric cases, or they try to build an extra layer of tech on top of the platforms to do one thing better. Keyword research. Some try to do better bidding.
Yeah.
We don't believe into that, but I can explain why after. There is the whole creative part. This is a whole other subject, which has a lot of promises. Some people start to get value out of it, but there is still a whole world to be explored there. There is that. And then there is what we do as well, specifically at Acquisit, where we focus completely on assisting our analysts, because most of the people we have different positions within the company, but the core of what we do every day is analysis. And then on the back of this analysis, we make decisions on budget, decisions on creative, decisions on strategies, which campaigns to launch, which one to reduce. And the typical job of an analyst is he arrives in the morning, he opens his desk, his desktop, and then looks at what happened yesterday, what happened the week before, what happened the month before, and try to identify patterns that will help him or her to predict the future. And those analyses are, first of all, quite deterministic.
Yeah.
And maybe there is 100 typical analyses. And sometimes, yes, you have to understand the specificities and the nitty-gritty of to pinpoint where is the problem or where is the opportunity. And this, we believe, and we've progressed significantly on that, can be assisted through AI.
Yeah.
So basically, this work that is quite deterministic, AI should be quite relevant quickly on it. But to be relevant, the challenge is that it needs to be fed with the right data, and it needs to be guided on how to read this data. So where we've been focusing a lot of time and a lot of the tools that we have developed internally for our clients, but at the end of the day, it helped us to change and to transform the company, is creating copilots for our analysts to go much faster to the point when they analyze something.
So as an agency, you like the main investment you make on AI/Gen AI is really on tools to equip your teams more than on tools to equip the clients, or you actually invest on both?
So
obviously it impacts the clients,
there
but
are three dynamics within the company.
Yeah.
There is the one I've just described, which is building a tool to help our internal team.
Yeah.
And we believe this is where we have decided to start.
Okay.
Because we're like, okay, if we manage to gain time there, then it means more time to discuss strategies with the client, to get context, to basically have meaningful conversation with them. This is number one.
It's also faster time to value.
Yeah.
So
Very
this
good
is
point.
something that's super important, is how can you iterate fast enough in the right direction? Because performance marketing is about iteration based on measurement.
Yeah.
But if you're able to iterate fast enough, thanks to all of the analyses that are automated, because you find the right direction quickly, much faster, then you get to value for your clients faster, and basically you're providing a better service. So this is the important point, is how fast to value you can get.
So has it changed the conversation with the clients? Like, is it now with them, the fact that you use more Gen AI and AI, how is it switching, maybe or maybe not, actually, the conversation you have with the client? Is it even more about time to value? Is it like, where do you see a change? If you see one.
Yeah, that's a very good question. And then I'll go back to the other dynamics. But I think you'll correct me if I'm wrong, and I think we see slightly different maturity level depending on the countries. A lot of our clients, they know AI is here, but I think they are not sure exactly what they can do, even what we can do
of course.
with AI. So I think a lot of the conversation still revolves around, and how can I use AI to do that? But actually, the whole conversation we had before that about reporting on, on the reporting of the result, blah, 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 was already AI powered.
Yeah.
It's just that they don't completely see it.
I think for clients, specifically in our line of work, which is we need to help them generate revenue with the best returns. You can tell them I'm gonna use tool A or tool B.
They don't mind.
And if tool A is called AI and tool B is called machine learning or statistics or whatever else, they don't mind as long as you're generating what you promised.
Yeah.
So for us, it's not a problem to say or not say that we are using AI. I understand in some areas it can be touchy, for example, on content creation, for brand image and things like that, or brand safety. But in our case, on the contrary, obviously it's better and it's more modern to say that you're using AI, which we are. But at the end of the day, what matters and why we continue working with our clients is the impact.
Yeah, of course.
AI is accelerating that impact, and it's accelerating our ability to go to impact. And that's in the points 2 and 3 that Tim wanted to say.
We're not finished.
No, maybe just before I go back to point 2 and 3.
We have too many questions.
Where we start seeing the AI narrative spreading is in the RFPs of the big companies, large companies.
Okay.
They're basically asking you, and most of the time you can sense by the way they write questions or the criteria of the RFP that they don't fully grasp what they should be getting from AI. They sort of ask you to formalize your approach to AI. There is not one approach to AI. I mean, there is many which are different dimension. And so, but now there is not a single RFP that goes out where you don't have to explain how AI is powering your work or what you will deliver for the client.
Okay.
But again, even in the way it's written, you can sense that they're not expecting one thing specifically. They're just asking the question because they've heard about it.
Yeah, and they just want to know like what's happening. Yeah, how you're using it.
So this is one. So back to the three dynamics of AI. There is the tool that we build internally to help our analysts to get to value faster for our clients. Then there are the tools that we build for our clients directly.
Okay.
So those ones are, we identify a use case, specific use case for one of our clients, and we say, okay, this actually can be solved faster or solved in a smarter way through AI. And then we build a tool during a few weeks, a few months to solve for it. And then we push this tool to the client, or we keep it. There are different scenarios. And then there is a third dynamic, which is AI is actually not locked and limited to performance marketing. We had 2 months ago, beginning of July, we had a workshop across the board of the company with every department, from finance all the way to operations, marketing, literally everyone in the company. Every manager in the company. And we've told them, you have to build a roadmap to integrate AI into your daily work. Because, there are obvious use cases for marketing, but the way our finance department is operating today is completely different and will be completely different in a few months from now than when it was a year ago. So AI is just spreading. First of all, in the operation, I think this is the main topic of the day, but it's also spreading
as
across
well in the other
company
functions,
in the
of
way,
course.
in the way we work. So today, our finance director, she is, and she has a team of 5 people that are working on deploying the AI roadmap that they have identified for finance by the end of the year.
So now the tricky question, it's a perfect transition for that, about organization, because one of the key sort of fear, that people have is as well, for example, you talk about the analysts. There are a couple of jobs that may be impacted very differently. I think about the SEO teams, for example, all the analysts, etc. We can talk about the other functions. In a typical agency, I'm not telling you to give us your recruitment plan for the next years, but in a typical agency job, setup, where do you see the key changes with the integration of AI?
Yeah. So I think first there is one type of department that's going to continue becoming more and more relevant, which is already at the core of performance marketing. It's everything that's related to measurement and data, because you have no AI if you don't have clean data. Simple.
And just the fact what Ed is saying here shows in our number. Basically, the revenue generated from our measurement department is skyrocketing, just because this is becoming so key for everyone across a number of different applications, starting with marketing.
So this part is going to grow, and for the other types of operations, from upper funnel, so not even performance, but really just about reaching and generating awareness, to mid funnel, generating traffic in store or on the website. Lower funnel, getting the actual performance marketing, sales, etc., and after sales. All of them, in my opinion, the job is going to be augmented by AI and not replaced. So what I mean by that is, when we had this workshop, one of the questions we asked is, what are the tasks that are so boring that you would feel ashamed of giving to an intern? Right? So how can we replace those first? And this time that we are gaining, for people that are interested in the data and going into this complexity like us, it's a gold mine when you have more time to dig further into different dimensions, different dynamics, different countries, different SKUs, categories, etc. So the more time you have to think about it, because the analysis is being done, the reports are being done, the better value you're going to be providing. So I don't think there's going to be a change in how we recruit or the types of profiles that we. The only thing is that the types of profile that we recruit needs to be ready to leverage more AI to go faster with it. Now, maybe we're going to be able to recruit a bit more senior people because the junior work is going to be faster.
Yeah.
We're going to see how adoption as well grows in the company to see where are the areas where we can cut back. But at the end of the day, we are extensions of our clients' team, and they want to be speaking with a human. So there's no scenario, and I don't think that even in 5 years from now, where, as you can sometimes see on LinkedIn posts, I've replaced my whole team with a team of agents and there's managers and whatever. I don't believe in that for the moment.
What is changing already, though, I think that's important to mention, that is the way the platform on which we interact with our clients. If you look at it 10 years ago, we had a call with them, we would report on the numbers on a PPT, static, and we'd say, okay, the trends are going there, this is the decisions we've made, look how great it is.
Yeah.
We went from that to dashboards that are very dynamic, that we can basically change. We can change the granularity of obviously of the time frame, of the frequency, the dimension that we're looking at across pretty much all metrics. Yesterday, this was the basis of most of the conversation we'd have with our clients. So forget about the PPT. Of course, some clients, very corporate, they still ask you about PPTs. But at the end of the day, when you're trying to reflect and optimize the numbers on an ongoing basis with your clients, you're looking at dashboards, live dashboards. I think we're going, and it has already started, the platform where we're going to interact with our client today are going to be sort of all-in-one platform where they have access to all of their data in different forms, dashboards, chat. Typically, more and more of our clients are asking not to look at dashboards anymore, but they want to know, they want to ask questions in natural language, technically, which is something we're already working on and that is already partially deployed. They also want, some of them want to have access directly to the campaigns. And I think all of that is today, this is spreaded in different places. And I think we're going towards a world where this is in one place, and depending on what they need, they can access pretty much.
And more transparency.
Yeah, and we can push it further as well if you want to see how it would potentially kind of evolve in the future years. Is as the confidence in the types of analysis that can be done evolves and the variety of analysis you can do via AI also evolves, what you can imagine is that during those meetings which were only designed for reporting, you can, when you have a question, instead of saying, I'll do the analysis and get back to you, you can just run it at the same time and have the response. And this type of acceleration in how we get to the insight is already happening, not on the call, maybe, not in the interaction, not on the platform of interaction, but it's already happening because of how we use AI and how we are using things like natural language to pull data. It used to take, 30 minutes to go get the data from 3-5 different locations. Now you just say, I need the data for, the campaigns that I did in Jeddah last week for that product, and it will understand the generated SQL query for you and then send you the data from an aggregated data source.
Typically, this is completely underestimated. Just having a good AI that transforms natural language into SQL request changes your world.
Yeah. I was going to ask what is the biggest opportunity if you put yourself in the shoes of like the CMO, so on the client side. Would you say this is the type of use case that people should absolutely look into? So, whether they have an agency or not, whether they,
I think so some people would tell you that giving data to more people is a bad thing because they're not
I hear that a lot.
they're not trained to analyze it, understand it. But that's fine as long as they're not necessarily acting on it, but asking questions on why is this happening, etc. Either it's a basic response and you give it you give an answer, or sometimes even someone that is untrained on using data will have a very nice angle and generate an insight that we didn't see before. So I think that, yes, it's a very big opportunity to give teams that are non-technical the ability to fetch data in natural English or Arabic, because it will empower more questions, they will be more curious, and it's more empowering than anything else. So I think this is a massive opportunity. The second opportunity is, this one is a bit more controversial, but a few months ago I was writing about Delphi AI, which lets you clone yourself based on the content that you've written or things like that. And I think that in marketing, training teams to use Delphi on some personalities that are marketing focused and maybe have conversations with those AI robots that are replacing these real people can be super interesting in the context of brainstorming, in the context of preparing for a campaign, in the context of saying, okay, I have this insight, what do I do with it? And this combined with the ability to pull data, basically you're using AI to leapfrog people. Not going from it took us 2 days to ask for a report to I have the data right away, and then it took me 2 days to ask for the analyst to tell me what to do, to I have it right away as well.
I have the data and I have the idea.
Yeah. So I think these two things are big opportunities.
And what about the key challenges? Because you see that already you have your own maybe challenges internally in the adoption of the tools, etc. On the client side, so it may be challenges that you see like worldwide or with any type of client, or challenges that are very specific to the region. Maybe there are some. I would be interested to hear that. Challenges in it can be in the adoption, or in, you were saying like, is it a risk to give access to these tools to everyone? Like what for you are the main challenges? Because they are challenges.
No, for sure. I think the very first one is to, if you want to change behavior, you need trust. And trust is not yet there fully on AI because sometimes it hallucinates. And we had cases where we ask a question, we get an answer, and like a data-driven answer. Like we ask a question about a number of sales or information that is completely data-driven. We get an answer, and because we know the account, and we're like, this is very weird. And actually, we realized the AI invented the answer fully. And so, I mean, I'm not going to get too technical, but now there've been a lot of progress on how to treat hallucination and prevent them from happening. But we can see it even within our teams. They are not fully changing their behavior because they've been exposed, not yet completely, because they've been exposed to cases where they couldn't rely on the data. And now they're doubting the rest. So although we're evolving towards almost a zero hallucination world, because this is really becoming better, trust needs to be there. To me, this is the very first bottleneck to full adoption. This is one.
Yeah. There's two more that are technical. The first one is lots of teams that, from friends, colleagues, etc., that are trying to do are trying to apply AI solutions in their business. They have an idea, they know in what direction they want to go, and then very quickly they are stopped in their place by the lack of data infrastructure. So I know that we repeat this a lot, but there's no AI without data. And not only just data that is, when we say this, and I'm sorry if it's too basic, but sometimes I hear, I have the data, it's on Excel, it's on a PowerPoint, it's on a PDF file. No, you need to have it in an organized way so that the AI your AI solution can connect to it and in a seamless way. And actually, this part of plumbing is also important as having the data available itself. So this is one big limitation.
We have someone almost not full-time, but close to full-time dedicated to maintaining the health of our data infrastructure.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
And then the second thing that we often forget is, or not forget, but people, what I see is that they want to do too much too fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially here, right?
I mean, all around the world. If you look at publications on LinkedIn, or even there was a study this summer from MIT and on the New York Times about the failures. Yeah. One of the reasons is they expected too much of it.
Yeah, of course.
And the other reason was data. But the fact that they expect too much of it can be solved. How? By two very quick fixes. First is select a simple use case.
Yeah.
So try to say, okay, I'm going to replace not the whole dashboard making, but maybe taking the data and transforming it into graphs. And I'm not going to ask the AI to select which graph I'm going to guide it. So simple use case. And then the second case is maybe try to build solutions that are that has an interface which is AI and human. It's fine. You don't need to automate everything up to the last mile, because this problem is also super complex to solve in AI. So you could automate parts of the process and then intervene as a human, as an operator within the software, the app, the prompt that you've built to guide it, and then take it forward, and then do like a game of passing between you and the AI to get to a solution. So don't be afraid to build something that is half AI, half human. Yeah. This is what I give as advice, because it helps you cut a lot of time, and you don't have to solve for the human part that are super complex to solve for.
I think a good way to sum this up, and we're preaching that a lot to our clients, to our partners, is don't try to build something that's going to replace your team, or at least not yet. Try to build something that's going to assist your team, that's going to support your team. And so find the use cases, find the brick in the value chain that you really want to improve, automate, focus on that.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the way forward for a few years at least.
Yes.
Hopefully.
So very down to earth.
If you think about like 5 years from now, specifically about performance marketing, then we'll see about marketing in general. How do you see a performance marketing team being organized, and the key AI changes you're allowed to dream? Like, what will be for you the vision of like what's going to change? What are the key things that are going to happen in let's say 5 years?
Okay.
That's the vision.
Do I take us through the shampoo example?
Go for it.
Okay. So I think that in 5-10 years, some would say it would be a dystopian future. Some would say it would be fun. I would wake up in the morning and look at myself in the mirror, which is connected to my personal AI.
Yeah, that's already there.
And say, oh, I need a haircut. And then I go to work. And the AI agent that heard me will book an appointment at the hairdresser at 10 a.m. because it saw that I had a calendar spot, and it would book a taxi for me to go there and a taxi for me to go to my next meeting. And I would go to my hairdresser, and he would cut my hair, and I would tell him, I'm a feeling that my hair is a bit dry or curly or whatever today. And he'd say, oh, you should use this formula from that brand. Okay, that's it. And then I go back to my next meeting. During that workday, my AI agent, who has a lot of my constraints and my preferences, etc., is scouring the internet.
Your AI agent is where?
Can be my phone, can be my watch, can be my glasses, whatever. Can be in my tooth somewhere. We don't know.
Exactly, that's why we don't know.
And it's in my mirror as well. It's everywhere. It's connected to all of my devices. And this AI agent is scouring the internet, speaking with other AI agents that are sellers themselves, finding me that shampoo or treatment that the hairdresser asked for me, getting it delivered to my place, making sure that it's paying in the right way, and looking at all of the reviews, not of other people, but other agents that have bought to see if the delivery was done right or not right, etc. So marketing, where's marketing in that? The marketing is in creating the seller agents that will be able to respond to the buyer agent that is requesting for that. Right?
Yeah.
And making sure that you're pushing all the time, broadcasting the fact that you have products. So ads would be from agent to agent. This is a very dystopian future.
I love it.
So basically, overall, as agency specialize in performance marketing. I mean, we don't only do that, but at the core, what we do would be to build and train agents to be the right counterpart for the buyer's agent.
That's very interesting. And so how do you practically, like, how do you get ready for that? The reason why I'm asking this is, we've seen, so you had like offline marketing, then you have digital marketing, then social media, influencer marketing for most of brands. Now it's all about AI marketing. But what does it mean, like, concretely? Where should we? I'm a CMO now. I'm super good at like influencers, social marketing, whatever. I'm good at marketing. How can I prepare for the future?
So before Ed's reply, the first thing is that you need to keep on being good at what you do, because this future is not tomorrow. It's going to take some time. So keep on being good at what you do, and then this is how you can prepare.
Yeah. You can prepare. There's one very down-to-earth thing that will help you today as well if you do it well. It's for companies that are selling products, is your product feeds.
Yeah.
The product feed is the most underrated, unloved feature from all marketing teams. But it is, if you think about it, it is what you're broadcasting to Google for their shopping feeds, to Meta, to Snapchat, for TikTok, for their automated ads, which are more and more used. To ChatGPT. Yeah. It's at the core of how you are being seen by all of the crawlers, all of the robots that are reading the data on your website, on your app, on your commerce. So your product feed is the listing of your products, the descriptions, their status, are they in promo or not, the stock, etc. This is underutilized, under-optimized. It's often relegated to teams that are outside of marketing, and this is an issue.
And this will be the basis of agent-driven marketing.
Yeah, because that will be the information source for all the older agents, basically.
Probably in a more advanced form. But this is going to be the basis. So this is the first step.
The second one, which will also support and help right now, it's working on your CRO. It's a little bit of counterintuitive, because if you think about AI marketing and how, for example, a future with agents, you would say, okay, but the interface of the website will be completely lost, right? But if you work on conversion rate optimization and specifically the part of hyper-personalization, you start building the groundwork for future agent-to-agent marketing, because the buyer agent that was looking for my hair treatment, is looking for something that's very specific. Yeah. And you want the seller agent to be able to respond with something that's very specific. How you can train for that now is working on your ability to hyper-personalize your website based on hyper-personalized queries on ChatGPT. Yeah. So for example, because now ChatGPT is sending UTMs, what you could do is intercept the UTM and try to get the query that was asked for, what was the context, and optimize your web page to serve based on the concern of the user. So if the user was looking for, I don't know, a microwave that is baby-proof and won't fry even the plastic that is BPA-free or whatever, then the website would show you something that's speaking about this microwave and that you have controls and set up for your baby items, and it's all fine, and it might generate a text for it, etc. This is something that can be prepared now. It can be leveraged in the interface of a website or an app today, and would be super helpful for the future of AI marketing.
Wow, very interesting.
Maybe if I were a CMO today, I would look at all the touch points of my brand that are touch points with bots, and those touch points will become those bots will become agents. And so the information that I'm passing and that is being read by those bots today is what I'm going to pass to agents tomorrow. Yeah. So I would focus on trying to optimize the language and the number of information and the nature of the information that I pass to those bots.
That's very interesting. Just before we end, a more personal question, but what is both of you like really exciting you the most in what's coming when it comes to AI?
In my job, what what I would like to reach basically in the next 2 years, let's say, is the ability not only to query via language databases, but query problems, basically. This would be super exciting. Like, okay, I noticed that my sales yesterday dropped. What are the potential or what are the main contributors in percentage of my drop in sales? And having this ability basically allows you to be super reactive, because what excites me today about performance marketing and when we started Acquisit and up until today, what I say to people is we have the ability in our job to do something in the morning and impact the sales in the afternoon.
Yeah.
But imagine you had the ability to ask a question now and get the response now as well to impact it now. So, and before you do something, not having to do work for 2 days to do the analysis to do something. So this is what's exciting to me, is the speed at which we're going to be able to change trajectories of the dynamics of sales or growth for our clients.
Interesting. And you, Tim?
Signals. What do I mean by signals? Today, if you look at it 10 years ago, I think it was completely human driven.
Yeah.
So we would take into account just the signals that we are able to capture to make decision, right? Today, in an algo-driven world, when it comes to campaigns, and it takes into account many more signals such as the behavior of the user before he landed on the website and things like that. Tomorrow, I think once you've fully injected AI into it, you'll be able to take macro signals into account. And basically, I think the nature of the decision that we will have to make will be completely different.
Yeah.
A lot of the micro decisions that we still do today will be done directly by AI. And I think we will be fed a whole different level of information that we just don't have the time or the skills to grasp today to decide on where the brand should go.
Yeah, very interesting. Just as a last question, what will be the one takeaway if you had to talk to a CMO or someone from a marketing team, so not the agency side? What is the takeaway of the discussion for you? That just the one thing that people have to remember.
Focus on building your data infrastructure and empower your teams with more and more AI trainings, because you never know who's the right person that will drive the adoption in your team and how they would use it. This would be my advice. Yeah.
Nice.
Bro, I'm going to take the flip side of that. Now, make sure that you need data guys and girls in your team dedicated to marketing. Make sure that they're not doing it for the beauty of the tech, but apply to a concrete business/marketing case. In many scenarios, we see data teams that are completely focused and passionate about what they do.
Yeah.
But it ends up into just having a nice infrastructure. You need to build an infrastructure with a specific purpose. And this purpose needs to come from you, CMO, because you're the one driving the revenue. So make sure that the silos between your marketing team and your tech/data team are actually broken.
Amazing. Thank you so much for the discussion. I think it was very useful.
Thanks to
I
you.
hope you had a good
Pleasure.
time.
Thank you for having
us.
us.
Thank you so much.